up, my fellow nerds? It is speculation time. Huge, huge, huge rumor about Loki, season 2.
Wonder what it is, Tony.
Gecko has no idea what I'm about to say. Sleepy knows. I'll just start off with She Who Remains. Big rumor. Big rumor.
Wait.
You called it, Tony.
She? Did you say she?
She Who Remains.
Okay, continue. Proceed, sir.
That the one who's in charge of the TVA won't be He Who Remains, won't be Kang, but a prime version of Sylvie, older, called She Who Remains. She's the one that is now running the TVA. That they need to go find the younger Sylvia to come back and defeat the older Sylvia.
Ooh.
So Sleepy, what do you think about this if it's true?
I'm for it. I'd love for her to be the one in charge of everything after she ruined everything. She fucked up so bad, some version of her had to step in and fix it. And then it became so tyrannical in the same way.
Wait. It didn't say she was fixing it. It said she was running the TVA.
Ooh.
Never said she was fixing it.
She's the villain.
Right. That she is actually the villain.
That's what's happening.
No.
Right. That's the rumor.
Can I put my 2 cents here?
No, not yet. You wanted to wait and find out some more, so you just got to wait your turn.
Okay.
So, Sleepy, please continue. Continue, Sleepy. Any other questions you want to know?
So, what if it was part of the plan all along for her to go back and kill He Who Remains, and then she manipulated it for that?
That's also one of the things. There's also a certain storyline playing out in the comics, which I will have for you next week, Gecko, that is similar to this. And that this show, along with Ant-Man Quantumania, will set up Kang Dynasty. That it begins in Ant-Man, continues in Loki Season 2, but the siege planet for the new Avengers team will be in the Marvels movie.
Who?
The seeds for the new Avengers team that will fight Kang in Kang Dynasty will be planted as like the first members will be planted in the Marvels movie. And this will all, as we're seeing the seeds while they ramp up to Kang Dynasty. And that eventually, one of the rumors is that Kang will be the Beyonder in the MCU. That will be the ultimate Prime Kang once Prime Sylvie, She Who Remains, is defeated. Now, Gecko, finally, I guess we'll let you speak. What do you think?
Well, like I was saying before I got really interrupted and about the 2 cents and whatnot, I'm going to be honest. It sounds good. I think I know where this is going. This is basically going with her probably getting power hungry, and that makes her become like a tyrant, and that's how she starts fucking up the story now, or the timeline, but the whole thing is with the story. Now, I got a couple questions here, which at the end of the day, because I think Sleepy said, what if Kang knew about it? And if I'm correct, I think you said that, right, Sleepy?
No, I said, what if Prime Sylvie has been manipulating it this entire time to move it in her favor to get Sylvie to kill He Who Remains initially to start putting them stepping stones for her to take over? And then
that's one of the storylines,
all the way up top, having her think she's running shit, but really he's up here. And then there's fucking Doom up there.
Okay. I understand, Sleepy. Thanks for the playback. I actually think it's pretty nice, to be honest. I like the idea, and it makes sense because if you see Loki season 1, the ending, where he tells her like, "Doom," and he throws the coin and tells her like, "Oh yeah, I don't know what happens from here on out," because the way it worked, but there's loopholes in this whole situation though, because the way it works is he knew what happened till that point, so it will probably still have to be a camp from the past or something that ends up taking over after her because he knew until that point. So that means that, wouldn't he probably have known that all that was going to happen for him to be on top of the whole thing?
But what also
Like,
changed at that point? When you're watching that scene, what's also happening at the same time?
oh, the multiverse rapturing, the timeline. Yeah,
No,
the time.
what is specifically happening at that point? Remember?
Sylvie's trying to kill him.
No. Wanda is becoming the Scarlet Witch. And
Yeah,
who can also in the MCU control the multiverse? The Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, see, but I'm gonna have to push back a little bit on here because I think it was probably the choice as opposed to what was happening. Yeah, you could time frame by frame like how many people out there on YouTube have done it, which, hey, amazing work. I've seen a couple of them, and it does make sense that when the Scarlet Witch is happening, that's how they rupture. But I think it was probably more about him giving them the choice as opposed to him controlling the outcome. Okay, so if I control what's gonna happen right now, from right now for 2 months, and I control it, it'll probably go that way. But once I start giving somebody the choice, you can't control that outcome. So I thought that it wasn't probably the whole Scarlet Witch becoming Scarlet Witch or Scarlet Witch escaping the multiverse of madness, because I don't know at what time this is, because they have done some edits that work at both times. So I don't know which one of the time frame they're going with, but I think it's most about him giving Sylvie the choice as opposed to what's happening in the background. Like, I understand that, yeah, she's gonna be part of the multiverse and the whole war and whatnot, but I think there is because of magic. I don't think it's mostly because they could travel or nothing. I think He Who Remains screwed himself by him giving the Sylvie the choice, which I think he should have known that she was gonna choose to kill him.
No, remember, he wanted to die because he was tired of it.
Exactly.
He wanted the two of them to run it, not Sylvie. Remember,
Okay. So I'm sorry to cut you right there. So you're telling me, and this is just a speculation out there, that could it be that the Sylvie that killed He Who Remains stays at that point, and then the Sylvie that you see in the season is another Sylvie?
Right, a variant of Sylvie. And I'm thinking that someone else will be She Who Remains. And she trapped that Sylvie back in the 70s. And so they have to go and grab Sylvie and put together a little group to come back and actually defeat She Who Remains.
Mm.
But in the end, it will have been Prime Kang the entire time. Another thing, how did Kang get trapped in the quantum realm?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's another question I think not only will Ant-Man and the Wasp, but Loki Season 2 also answer. Because are those two different Kangs? The one we see in Loki Season 2 and the one we see in Quantumania.
Can I ask you a question? Because if my understanding is correct, it wasn't Janet that got him stuck there. He was already stuck there.
Right.
She was helping him out and then figures them out and then leaves him stuck there again, right? So that's like the whole point. So that's a good idea. Who you think really put him there? Like,
I think He Who Remains defeated everybody and formed the TVA to wipe out anything that would give any other version of Kang the right to actually challenge him. but and then he took the creature Goliath, forced him to be his sort of control mechanism, and then when anyone would show up as a variant, he would have that creature would kill him. But all the Lokis for some reason got together and were able to survive. The evil pack of Lokis and the good pack of Lokis, battled each other in there. We see the head of the living tribunal there. So other creatures have been there and have been defeated. Now you know how the living tribunal is like right at the top of the food chain next to the one above all.
Yeah.
So for that Easter egg to be there means that was defeated. You also saw the Thanos helicopter there, which means a version of Kang, maybe he who remains, defeated Thanos.
Yep.
So
I believe it.
So it gets interesting with where they could go with this show, just like Quantumania, because so many things have been planted to make you think that, okay, the bangle ties in, but where's the missing bangle? His ship looks like the 10 rings, but why would those 10 rings be in a different dimension that's parallel to the 616 Earth?
True.
Do you hear about that rumor too about that Cam variant is an inventor?
Yeah.
And they're trying to kill him in Loki season 2.
Yeah.
Well, how many Kang variants are gonna be here?
Right. Also, it was Kang wants Pym particles. Kang put the planet to siege to give Iron Man the technology to create a time machine and time travel. But in the 838 universe, we see Mr. Fantastic with the Doom time platform. So they put, even though I know a lot of people shit on Phase 4, they planted so many things that'll probably be answered. Because remember, the Eternals technology, when they invent things, looks like Kang's technology. So does Kang steal his tech from the Celestials? So I think this movie and this show will basically just set up more questions than it will actually answer any questions.
Yep. I actually agree with you, good sir. I think that's what I do.
I don't think we're going to get answered anything in a couple of weeks. And I think there will be a Loki season 3.
Oh, for sure.
That's the only thing I think that they're going to set up.
Do you think so?
Yeah. Because remember, one, Tom Hiddleston doesn't mind doing TV. Everybody else that does TV doesn't really want to be a TV star. They just do it just to do it. And like, he doesn't mind doing it. He embraced Loki from day one. Has no problem doing a season 3, a season 4. He said he'd like to come back for as long as they will have him. Right. It's like Jeremy Renner did the Hawkeye show to introduce Haley Steinfeld and go off and do other things. And Wanda doesn't really want to be on the TV show. But I guess she'll come back for Agatha Covenant of Chaos, but I don't think she really wants to be there.
Let's see where they go. There's so many interesting ways they could go.
Right.
I think everything is split into different things. Like, I think Loki is like the time, and Ant-Man, they're like the time quantum realm type of shit like that, jumping like that. And then Wanda and them people are like magic, which at the end, I think everything connects at the end of the day.
Remember, Deadpool 3, the TVA also appears in there for Deadpool breaking the time stream at the end of Deadpool 2 and changing things.
I can't wait for that.
So that also ties in.
Phase 4 was definitely.
And what about Sleepy? Your mic is muted. And so what about this Prime Kang and this Prime Sylvia? If this is true, she who remains and he who remains. Do you think that is actually true?
It could be.
You're giving me your opinion on it, but you've never said if you thought it was true.
No, I don't think it's true.
Sleepy?
It could be. I
I
fuck
feel
with it.
like I feel like if it is, it undermines Kang, but not really, not really, because
It's always
I don't know,
multiverse.
I don't know, I don't know. At the end of the day, it probably is the full
Well,
circle. When you think about it, she stay at the end of time, and we're thinking that the Sylvie Loki is in season 2 is her. But let's be honest, what if it's a variant of Sylvie, which will be another
Right.
variant of Loki? It could go so many ways, and that's the beauty of the multiverse.
Mm.
That I'm sorry, but we could speculate all we want, and 90% of the time we're gonna be wrong.
yeah.
Yeah. But there's so many possibilities.
The multiverse is different, and that's why it's hard for me to speculate, because the when we're talking about the multiverse, you had to talk about the time, the place, and you had to pay attention. But the most thing with the multiverses, you had to pay attention to the dialogue, what they say, what they speak, what they how they express themselves. Like that's
Mm.
why when they said the Fantastic Four being in during the 60s, Tony brought it back to us, because I didn't remember about that, but Tony brought it to us, where he's like, "Oh, that's why in Multiverse of Madness," he said, "Oh, and you guys like from the that he threw that
Right.
60s reference," and I was like, "Oh, it is true." So
Yeah.
everything has to you have to pay attention to what they say. So to be honest, it's hard, but I'm gonna go with not happening.
Well, remember, Kang is also a female in Avengers Forever. So Kang is different races or species, for lack of a
Mm.
better term, in the MCU. That is
Are
the
we gonna
Council of Kangs.
get the answer to Ravonna Rainslayer?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh. That one
Ooh.
sounds like a good read.
And remember, the rumor is we're going to see a version of the Council of Kangs in either Loki season 2 or Kang Dynasty. So I would like to. Who is Ravonna Renslayer? Is she the comic book version, which is his wife, or is she a Kang? A version
They
of it. We know she was a school teacher on show as a variant in one point.
No, and if you see what Miss Minute is, Miss Minute tells her like, "Oh, this is what you hear," and she's like, "What is this?" And she's like, "That's everything he wants you to read."
Right.
So that means Kang
She's an ally. Yeah.
gave her the next steps of what to do. So it's a lot of different ways we could go, and the beauty about this is that we're gonna keep speculating, we're gonna keep coming out with theories, and we're
Yeah.
just gonna keep having
Like we
fun
always
with
do.
it. It's beautiful.
Oh, I honestly think we'll do another speculation about what this show or that movie next week and the week after
I know.
that. Yeah, because it's just so much to speculate on until we actually see it. This is basically what we're going to do.
Exactly. There's nothing else that we could do, because, like I said, everything, even you going back and watching like the old things that happened, like probably, like Loki. I'm sorry, but I was watching that last episode, and that last episode, we just remember about, we all talk about Sylvie killing He Who Remains, but then when you see the dialogue, when you see everything, it was well prepared. Like when Kang tells her, like, "Come on, Sylvie, let's be grown-ups here," is telling her, like, "Why would I be messing with you? I'm trying to tell you the truth." And then, it's a lot. It's a lot to unpack. And even if we see season 2 of Loki or Ant-Man and the Wasp, we might still go back to season 1 of Loki and be like, "Hey, he said this." Oh, but so it's a lot. It's a lot with the multiverse. It's gonna be fun. It's just gonna be a fun phases to come, and I
But
like
the
the
difference is
speculation.
Quantum Mania, most questions will be answered in one night, whereas Loki will go 6-8 weeks. And that'll stretch out even longer.
See, and that's the thing. You think most questions are gonna be answered, but I think we're gonna leave that theater with more question than answer that day.
Mm.
Yeah, which is a good thing. Because would like to fast forward and see how they're going to tie all this in. How does the Thunderbolts movie, how does Captain America New World Order, how does Spider-Man 4 all tie into the Kang Dynasty / Secret Wars? Like, and I'll ask the question me and you have always talked about. What the fuck are we missing? It's there. He gave it to us, Mr. Feige, and we don't know what it is. No, remember, we saw the Illuminati on Iron Man's watch in Iron Man 2. No one looked at it, but it was there. He flashed it to the screen.
True.
You actually saw Janet in Ant-Man when Scott shrank down. And if you blinked, you missed it and came back later. So they hide things in certain movies that they pay off 3 or 4 years later.
Yeah.
So that's why when you say we keep going back to that last episode of Loki, a lot of things were said. And like I said, I sent you guys a link the other day. The Eternals was the most streamed movie in 2022, which makes no fucking sense.
No, but guess what? We probably have to rewatch it because there's something we're missing from there.
That's what I'm saying, because Kang's tech looks like celestial tech.
It does look like it. Did it? You know what? We could keep going for like 10, 15 more minutes about this, but let's be honest. It's the possibilities are endless.
Yes.
And it is true. Did he take over the Celestials? Like, bro.
A certain symbiote god did that.
I know.
In a certain comic book. So it's possible. But think about it. If you got celestial tech, why are you trapped in the quantum realm? If you got like this, you're telling me, hey, Pym can invent tech to go in and out of the quantum realm, like Scott Lang's daughter can invent tech to go in and out of quantum ring, and you can't.
Sir, stop. I don't think it's about that. I think it's that he got the tech. He just doesn't have the fuel. That's just my opinion.
But you would think he could invent something to surpass that fuel.
No. It's like
future tech.
No, but Tony, it's like this. Okay, I'm gonna put it like this to you. Damn, you see, every time we keep talking about Tony, it's like this. Look, tech, like right now, look, I'm using my MacBook Pro. It still got a time limit to battery because as much as the tech advances, the batteries, lithium batteries have been the same for so many years already, bro. And that's why you got like portable PCs that only last like 2 hours, like gaming PCs that last 2 hours. But because when you crank this graphics, it doesn't matter how huge the tech is and what is and what isn't, you're always going to have something that stops it. And that problem is batteries. So with Kang's technology, he got everything. He got the whole tech. He just doesn't have the fuel, which will be, the energy needed to power it.
And if it's that simple, we're totally missing it then. Because that's just too simple.
It is.
It's too easy to figure out.
But sometimes the simplest things are the things that are, bro. You know?
All right. Deuces, nerds.